Hey guys, it's the Lords of Gastone coming to you with some Black Ops gameplay. This is Nuketown 2025, or as I like to call it, Clusterfuck 2025, because that's what it is and has become and probably always will be. This is not so much for the gameplay that I'm posting it, but I wanted to talk about something a little different than I normally do. Normally I just kind of talk about the game and things in the game and blah 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 about the game, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm getting kind of sick of the game. Still debating on whether or not I want to buy Call of Duty Ghosts. I think it's going to be a huge cluster, and probably more of the same, if not worse. And I just can't fathom spending $60 on another worthless, I shouldn't say worthless, another game that's just going to frustrate the hell out of me, and I think that's what it's going to be. However, about a month ago, I bought a lottery ticket, and in my state here that I'm in, they do a Halloween, Thanksgiving, and a Christmas raffle, and the top prize is $1 million, and then there's like a $10,000, $20,000 prizes, and then like $100 prizes, and I actually won one of the $100 prizes, so I'm pretty freaking stoked about that. So I may just, since it's extra money, I may just buy Ghosts for the hell of it, and play that a little bit and see what's going on the Call of Duty front. And then on top of that, to make it even better, I took 20 of that 100 and I put it back into Scratchers and won like $85. So it was a pretty sweet day on the lottery front, and pretty happy about that. But I digress. So that's not actually what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about was something that I've gotten a couple questions about, and that's where did I get the Lords of Gastone, and why do I say the Lords of Gastone like I do? Because normally when I start a video, I said, it's the Lords of Gastone, and I sound like kind of a tool when I say it, and it's just kind of funny to me. Well, it's kind of an inside joke. I don't know if it's going to be as funny or as cool to anybody else as it was to me when the name kind of surfaced, but here goes. Here's the reason why I'm now called Lords of Gastone, and why I decided to close my other channel after being hacked to put Xmala and go with Lords of Gastone. I had a pretty sweet job. Can't complain. I got laid off, and it was pretty lame, and in the meantime, I took some part-time work at a grocery store until I could get back into the full-time market, and I worked in the warehouse portion of it, doing shipping and receiving. Worked with a couple cool cats. I liked the people I work with. The dude's super cool. The girl's she's a hottie, and and it was just kind of a laid-back, cool job. I really enjoyed it. Even though it was part-time and it was technically retail, but shit, I mean, it was like super early shifts, and if you're just looking for a job that's kind of nonsensical and just not a whole lot of shit that you have to deal with, it was kind of a sweet job. So with that being said, the store, I won't name the store because that's not important, but the store that I worked in, let's just say that the management in this store liked to empower its employees to the point where if you reach the level of like supervisor or basically supervisor, you could pretty much do what the hell you want. As a supervisor, you could tell the manager, I should say the assistant managers, pretty much to go to hell. I mean, supervisor's where it's at, and then there's kind of offshoots of that. It's like if you're a buyer, you can kind of do what the hell you want. Well, this particular office that I worked at in the shipping and receiving area was pretty small. There's 3 computers in it, and it was kind of set up weird. So it was like you walk in and there's one computer, then there's a door, and then there was 2 computers. Okay, so it basically made a center computer, and that's the computer that everybody would come into, even though they really shouldn't have been in there. That's the computer that everybody would come into to kind of get away from what's going on in the store and do their buying and do their bullshit and just kind of and that was fine for some people, because there was some pretty hot chicks that worked there, and we didn't mind at all when they came back. But there was a couple other people that would come back that were just fucking annoying, and just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's one particular one that was just abrasive and very unattractive, and not that there's anything wrong with being unattractive, but it just oh god, it was terrible to be around her. The girl that I work with actually said she smelled like death, and after she had said that, I kind of had to agree. She did have kind of a Walking Dead kind of thing going on. So one day we were sitting. I was on the far computer, and this girl that I worked with was on the other far computer, which left the middle open. And this particular person that neither one of us liked, that smells like death and kind of appears to be a zombie, came in, sat down in the middle and was doing her normal crap that she does, or that she did, that we were just like, oh my god, just go away, you stink, we don't like you, blah blah blah. Not trying to be mean, but trust me, this person brought it on themselves completely. I'm definitely not one to ever be mean to anybody, you know, when I can help it. But if you bring it on yourself, it's kind of like, you know what, you're asking for it if you're just going to be abrasive and nasty and not be friendly. So, you know what, screw you. If you're going to be like that, that's, you know, it is what it is. I was sitting in there, and I was talking back and forth to the other person in there that worked in the office that I like, about a weekend that I had spent fishing. And she, you know, we were just kind of making small talk, and she said, you know, where'd you go fishing? And I said, well, it was this little town named Gastone, in Oregon. And she's like, where's that? I've never heard that before. And I said, well, it's just, you know, it's just a little tiny town, kind of a one stoplight town. You don't even really stop it. You just kind of go through it, and, you know, it doesn't seem like there's much there. And, you know, it's just kind of how I have to get out to this particular lake that I go to. And she was kind of quiet for a second, and this girl was awesome because she was one of those people that just she didn't have a filter. She would just say exactly what she meant. So after I had said, you know, I explained the town and everything, we were kind of sitting there after, and she goes, sounds like a fucking shithole. And I just kind of laughed, and I'm like, yeah, it kind of seems like a shithole. I'm like, I've never really stopped there and spent any time there, but it kind of seems like a shithole. So this whole time, this girl's sitting in between us, and I'd say a good minute after we stopped talking about how this town sounded like a shithole, this lady goes, oh, Gastone, yeah, that's actually where I was born. And we just kind of were like, oh, okay, that's a little awkward, try not to laugh, and it was kind of funny. And then to make things worse, instead of just saying that and having us shut up, she went on to say how this particular town, Gastone, Oregon, was actually from French royalty, and originally it was pronounced Gastone, and how, you know, this and that, and how it was like the greatest thing in the world, and there was all this great history in the town, and how there's all this French royalty that lived there and came from there. And after that, it was kind of a joke in the office of, you know, Gastone. So I kind of adopted that, and every time she'd leave the office and I knew she was gone, I'd say, I am the Lord of Gastone, and you're just kind of fucking around, and it just kind of stuck. And then when I decided I was going to close my other channel and I wasn't liking the call tag that I had, or not the call tag, the gamer tag that I had on Xbox Live, I just decided to put it there, and I kept it because I like it. It's kind of funny. I mean, I play with the other guy that works in the office quite often, and we just kind of get a kick out of it because it's just, you know, he was there when it was invented, and it really stuck, and it just kind of fits. So that's the reason. I mean, there's no like huge thing behind it. I know that there's another channel, YouTube channel with, I think it's the Lords of Gastone, that I was kind of surprised. So it's nothing to do with that. That's the story behind it. That's how I came up with the name. Nothing deeper than that. Just a couple people screwing around at work, and one person that nobody liked really getting in the middle of a conversation they probably shouldn't have. And because of that, we came up with a pretty funny joke and a cool Xbox tag and or YouTube channel. So that is where the Lords of Gastone came from, and that is where the Lords of Gastone will stay. So I've rambled on long enough about how I came up with my name. This gameplay is okay. I think I did, I don't know, 45 or 47 and 28. Got spawn flipped a whole bunch of times, whole bunch of bullshit, you know, lag situations. So basically, you know, your typical day playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2. So if I buy Ghost, you'll see some videos of Ghost coming up, and I'll probably be complaining about those too, and that's just what it is. That's kind of what YouTube commentating has become with this particular series of games. But I digress. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, YouTube. You have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Lords of Gastone is out. And now you know.
Mission almost complete. Don't quit now. SEALs, your mission directive has been achieved.